Aaron Judge is a better version of Brock Lesnar.
What is something you love as much as the Charmin Bears love wiping?
As an opposing fan, you'd probably see his face and want to sock him between your cracks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Losses Above Replacement, the best baseball podcast to grace your ears. I'm today's host, Alex Clark, joined by the reason why we're late, and Mathias Kurosaki and Ryan Pot. That's a joke. That's very much a joke. We're all on time today here, and I hit start stream right at 5 o'clock here. But XYZ Ballin, always good to see you. Ralph, good to see you as well. My main man, how are we doing here on this August evening?
I'm doing all right. I mean, it's, average, summer day. One played catch with my friend earlier, had some Shake Shack for lunch. And then my sister and I picked up dinner later on. So, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm going to Mets Astros this weekend. Maybe we can
destroy them.
As I say, maybe the Mets can lend the Mariners a hand here.
Listen, we did you guys the favor by beating the Phillies 2-3. It's like 2 out of 3 games. You guys could do the same by taking 2 out of 3 from the Astros. Please.
Yeah, the thing is, the Mets haven't beaten the Astros in a series since very early in my freshman year of high school. So yeah, maybe not. Maybe they're due.
I really, really hope so. Splash, how about you? How you doing today, mate?
First of all, rest in peace to the GOAT, Dolly Parton.
Yes.
The absolute legend, an icon. I'm doing all right. Ready for the podcast, ready to go into work tonight. I got some fantasy drafts on deck. Am I in too many leagues with too big of a buy-in? Maybe. But that's okay. Hopefully I'll win one of them and it'll balance it all out.
Is it sad I haven't been in a fantasy football league in like 3-4 years?
Oh, come on.
I want to be in one. The problem is every time I want to be in one, they're like always either full, and I don't want to just join one with a bunch of randos, Fair. Because otherwise that is just going to be absolutely annoying and chaotic, and not the fun kind of chaos either.
Yeah, I joined. I don't know if Eddie's in the chat, but I joined Eddie's league. Of course, he's trying to draft during the podcast, so I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, bum alert. And if you're in here, bum alert.
Let's announce the picks. Guys, should I take AJ Brown here, or should I take I have the number 4 pick. Should I take Jonathan Taylor or CMC?
Ooh, I say Taylor.
I think I lean Taylor.
I love CMC. He is one of my favorite players, but the guy has no ACL anymore. I'm pretty darn sure.
Yeah, the durability is questionable.
Yeah, it's tough because I know if I pick him, he's going to miss the entire season. If I don't, last year, he set the fantasy points record.
Yep.
Granted, 17 games and it's gimmicky production, but he set the record for points in a season. So, who knows?
I was the same way. I drafted CMC every chance I could, and he kept getting injured. The one year I did not take him, he just absolutely goes off, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Draft Stribling splash here from XYZ Ballin. Anyway, let's get off of football here. Football, yeah, it's happening, but you know what's still happening? Baseball! And baseball right now is getting into the last month of the season. Next week, we are going to talk a little bit more about how the divisions are stacking up with 1 month left to go. Today, we're going to talk about the awards races here for the American League and the National League. We made predictions at the very beginning of the year that were, some were good, some were bad.
Here, I cooked Alex. I cooked so hard.
Do you have readily available our picks?
I can get them up real quick.
All right,
I did listen to that podcast back. So I
remember a number of my picks, and I'm like,
okay, we both had Julio winning AL MVP.
We did, and that's not going to happen.
I had Bobby Witt Jr., so I don't think that's going to happen either.
That is not going to happen, yeah.
Mac had Soto. You and I had Ohtani.
Yep, and that one bites.
Whoa, hold on, folks. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. A certain someone correctly predicted PCA would be an MVP finalist. Got it.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I also predicted Logan Webb would win the NL Cy Young, and he got bombed during that podcast recording. So there's that.
Something getting injured during a draft.
Well,
anyway.
Look, my AL Cy Young pick was Garrett Crochet, and he's missed most of the year. So
who was my Cy Young pick? I think I picked Scooble.
Logan Gilbert. Oh yeah, you did pick Scooble.
I picked Scooble. It's not even in the American League anymore.
Yeah. God. Yeah. I mean.
Okay. So I have my predictions. They're all in separate folders. All right. Alex, Mac. Okay. So I can share my screen. Don't you love StreamYard?
I do, actually. StreamYard is a very nice platform, and we're very appreciative of the things that StreamYard has done for us.
Yes.
Great. Okay. These are mine.
Okay. For those of you that cannot see here, this is like, make sure to go subscribe to us on YouTube here, as you'll have the visual of whatever but plus you can look at all of our beautiful faces.
Yeah. So I had for AL awards, I had Julio winning the MVP, Dylan Cease winning the AL Cy Young.
I mean,
that's a good pick. That's a great shout.
Munetaka Murakami winning the Rookie of the Year. National League, I had Ohtani MVP. We're not going to talk about the Cy Young pick. And then we're not going to talk about.
God, no.
Oh.
All right, let's go to Alex's picks. So Alex had.
I had some issues in my.
Julio, join the club, buddy. Tarek Skubal, he's on the wrong league, buddy.
Wrong league now.
Okamoto, he's had a solid season.
He's done well. He's also. I will say, of the three, I definitely forgot to put my actual pick. Well, not my actual pick, but the other one who I legitimately should have put it as a top three here in Murakami. Like, I don't know why he slipped my mind at this time, and I remember regretting it after the podcast.
It'd be like that. You also picked Ohtani, which might hit. You picked Skeens as Cy Young. He has an ERA in the threes. And you picked Nolan McLean as the Rookie of the Year. And over to McCorkle, you had Bobby Witt as your MVP, Garrett Crochet as your AL Cy Young. The correct AL Rookie of the Year pick, and it's Mr. McGonigal. Juan Soto, NL MVP. He's injured. Paul Skeens is your Cy Young. He has an ERA over 2.5, and also McLean as your Rookie of the Year. Although you did have Weatherholt, so close enough.
I mean, I also had Weatherholt in my three as well.
Did you?
Yeah. Go back to.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, you had the same thing.
Yeah, mine were the exact same three. Yeah.
Okay. So who copied off who, pal?
I think Mac copied off of his intelligence, and I copied off of my intelligence, and that just means that we're the same person with the same brain cell. We were just bouncing it out.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Who knows? Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, again, a lot has changed. A lot has changed since these picks were
Predictions
made.
are hard, man.
Look, baseball. One of the things I saw about it here that is one of the reasons why I love the game. Baseball has the most parity of almost any sport out there, which is funny considering the amount of games that are played. And you would think a larger sample size means a lesser chance of the worst teams winning up. In actuality, it's kind of the opposite, in fact, here. But with that being said here, we're going to talk a little bit more about where we see these races now going here, as well as let's just say our month left predictions here going forward here. Splash, I see you are prepping a screen here. Is that something you want to know real quick?
Yeah, ding dong, ding dong. Shout out to Sports Betting Dime. I may or may not write for them, but they have these wonderful graphs that show the odds for the awards. So if you don't mind, I'll hop into AL MVP if that's cool.
Absolutely. Please go for it.
Yeah, Jordan is a pretty sizable favorite here, minus 1,400 as of last week. And the Caminero, Rice, and Dingler, like, they're in the general realm. Like, if Alvarez got hit by a bus or broke his hand, a la 1994 Jeff Bagwell, maybe. And then rounding out the top 10, Bobby Witt Jr., Cedon Rafaela, Julio Rodriguez, Wilson Contreras, Byron Buxton, and Kevin McGonigal. So I do think Alvarez is the heavy favorite here. What remains to be seen is, does he win the Triple Crown? That could be interesting. Some voters might prioritize Jordan even more if the Astros win the division, if the Astros make the playoffs. Of course, Caminero and Rice, their teams are going to be in it. Dingler, they're right in like the thick of the mid. They're falling off a cliff. The Royals
they've
are
lost
hot, by
like 11 of 13 or something, if I'm not mistaken.
So I think that could be a boost for Julio too if the Mariners can sneak into the playoffs. The Red Sox guys with Rafaela and Contreras. To me, Jordan's the answer. You can make a F4 case for Bobby Witt. That's just an interesting one. This is the just a case of the world we live in now. This is 2016 Trout that the Angels were mega garbage, but he still won the MVP because he had such a dominant season statistically. I'd go with Ding Dong.
Yeah, I'll say it here, Eddie. You just joined in. Always glad to have you. Also, bum move for having your draft during our podcast. Get your priorities straight.
Yeah, come on, man. But if I'm to weigh in here, Jordan, I think, has a clear path. Really, I was having a hard time like coming up with who would even be finalists here. I think especially if he wins the Triple Crown, it's not even close. And then it's. If the Astros win the division or if the Astros make the playoffs, I'll just add on to it. But it's Jordan by a long shot, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I'm in the same boat here. And to me, of the 4 races that we're going to talk about today, American League and National League, this is the race that is the most cut and dry. Like, I'm going to be fully honest here. Like, there's one more I would say that is about on the same level here, but at the same time, Jordan, I think right now has been far and away the best player in the American League. And it's not when you are competing for the Triple Crown and you have a sizable chance to win it, I feel like that alone is a very, very good indicator that you are dang good here. Like, I mean, you take a look at what Jordan has done this year. I don't even think it's going to change much even if the Astros lose out here. I don't think there's much of a chance that anyone catches up to Alvarez here. His ability with a bat in his hands is just unreal. He is that special of a ball player. So I'll go for it.
Yeah. And you get into the value piece of like Bobby Witt. There's an argument to be had for Bobby Witt. I'm not going to make that argument today, but there's an argument to be had for Bobby Witt given the decrepit nature of the Royals, while Jordan has some semblance of talent around him. Dingler McGonigal, I think they have an argument, but I also think they cannibalize each other a little bit. So Jordan ends up being, to me, the heavy favorite. Like I showed earlier, the odds are minus 1,500. That's like ridiculous. Also, shout out to Ezekiel Duran, who is 7th in the American League in F4.
That's honestly impressive.
And Pete Alonso.
Yeah. I'd also like to shout out Miguel Vargas. I mean, dude, what a turnaround, man.
Absolutely.
I watched him play over the weekend for the White Sox against the Mets. I mean, he's just doing everything right this year. I'm really, really happy for him considering the situation he got put in after getting traded from the Dodgers. And he had that 1,000-yard stare of being like, oh, God, like this is the situation I'm in. And now look at that. He's the best hitter. In my opinion, he's been the best hitter on the team that's leading the AL Central.
Right. Let's move on to the National League side of things. National League MVP, and this one is not very cut and dry here. This was one that a lot of people have been going kind of back and forth on, and I'll start this one off here. I love PCA. I love Shohei. Both of them are amazing athletes here. But for me, my money is still with Shohei Ohtani. I think that when you take a look at what Shohei has done, again, I know he has not been a pitcher for as much of the season here, but he still brings up that value aspect to the team here. When he is just a DH, he's an MVP level player here. So now you add in solid pitching on top of it. PCA has had himself an incredible season. We talked about at the beginning of the year that if PCA could have first half PCA all year, this is an MVP finalist. Well, he has been first half PCA all year, and he's an MVP finalist. Like, again, it just worked out that way here. But honestly, again, I hate the naming of the award of MVP because value is something that is extremely subjective. And for me, on this, the most value is still with Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
So here's the dilemma I'm in here, which is that you have Ohtani, who's obviously great. He's still, leading the NL in OPS and OPS plus. He has over 30 homers. He's doing everything right, and he has been great when he pitched this year. But the thing is he going to pitch this year? Because even with that pitching, you look at PCA, 30-30 club, OPS over 900, OPS plus over 150, 23 outs above average, and he's blowing away the field in both Baseball Reference and Fangraphs WAR. If Shohei doesn't come back to pitch, that's the cap on his pitching value here. I think I have to lean PCA. I mean, this is if there is a year for someone other than Ohtani to win the National League MVP, I think it's this year. And really, I don't know if the Cubs are in the same position that they are without PCA playing like this. I mean, I didn't know that he could hit like this, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, I think I lean PCA at this point.
That argument right there here of are the Cubs where they are at without PCA was legitimately almost the turning factor for me, as you'll see probably in some of my other picks going on forward. Splash, let's figure this out here then. Who do you have for this?
I'm of two minds. First off, this is financial advice. If you can find Shohei Ohtani plus money for MVP, bet it. Just bet it.
I was thinking about that.
It's like Christmas comes around once a year. Ohtani is plus money for MVP. Just get it. Like, he's a 4-time MVP. He was, according to the chart, as short as minus 3,000 back in June. Shout out to my dad. Just, if he's plus money on your sportsbook of choice, bet it. Even if he loses, just bet it. Auto bet. I would pick PCA right now. The pitching for Shohei has been terrific. And if he had a larger volume, I think that would be worthwhile. I have heard some, some people talking on Twitter of, well, Shohei gave you like an elite closer season. Yes, an elite closer season is a little bit different from what Ohtani did. Just the pure number of games an elite closer would have. It's 80 innings for Ohtani, give or take. 85 and 2/3. He's accrued 2.9 pitching WAR on Fangraphs. So I'll pop up the Fangraphs leaderboard in the National League. So PCA is leading by a 1.5, then Ohtani, then about a 1.5 drop to the Miz, Sanchez, Sale. You get the point. PCA to me, as a hitter, the value lies with PCA because he is your center fielder, not the DH. So he gets a slight win there, being that productive as a center fielder compared to a DH. Ohtani has slightly superior stats, but when you get that production out of a center fielder, that is a little bit more valuable than getting it out of a DH. Then your fielding versus pitching question that this MVP race is going to come down to, I do think a full season of elite, never before seen center field defense trumps about half a season worth of pitching. Where you are on the sliding scale, that is up for you. If you think it's 20 innings and Ohtani clears, okay, that's cool. If you think it's 100 innings, if Ohtani comes back and pitches the last week of the season, pitches to say 2 or 3 times the last couple of weeks, maybe that changes my mind. Maybe 100 innings is more valuable. I don't know. I would vote for PCA now. However, if you can find Shohei for plus money, you take it. And also, we have to consider that PCA gave all of his powers to Cal Raleigh. So
I wanted to say that. I wasn't going to go there. But
it's
PCA is the reason that the dumper has awoken.
Yep.
Anyway, let's move on here now to the Cy Young Award races, and we'll start in the American League. I'll go first in this one if that's all right here, because I have something I really want to say on this. I am a firm believer that these awards are also indicative of how much did you help your team. Not just the pure stats, not just all that. It is how much did you help your team. And there are two that I personally was battling between, here being the Cy Young. The first of them is Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease has been absolutely phenomenal this year. Like, it's not even funny. He already has a 5.4 baseball WAR with a 2.37 ERA. Like, that's nuts. That is just nuts here. The other person, it's not Cam Schlittler. The other person is Drew Rasmussen. Drew Rasmussen has been also lights out this year and has been helping a Rays team in what has become an interestingly competitive AL East. Here, a very weird AL East. He's been the main anchor for them on the pitching side of things. And I think, I read a thing just a little bit ago here about specifically him and why he should have this here for this. And it is that in the second half of the season, they won 3 consecutive starts with him on the mound here from the start of the second half. And in each of those, he allowed less than 2 earned runs, 2 or less earned runs. I really wanted to say Drew Rasmussen. I really did. Because I think that over how you have helped your team to being one of the best in the American League, I think that's noteworthy. However, looking at the numbers for Cease, there is no other real answer for me. It is Dylan Cease. He has pitched incredibly well. When you have a sub 2.3 ERA over the course of an entire season, what are we doing here? Straight up, just what are we doing?
So Cease was among, yes, and Splash has the stat head graphic up here, but you know, I heavily considered Cease and Cam Schlittler. If the season ended right now, I'm leaning Schlittler. He's just been phenomenal this year. He's lived up to the hype from that, you know, that great rookie season and, you know, all that start he had against the Red Sox. 193 strikeouts, 195 ERA plus, 2.16 ERA pitching in Yankee Stadium. That's, I mean, he's done everything he could to keep the Yankees afloat. I mean, the Yankees have not been as dominant as they normally are, and that due in part to, you know, Aaron Judge being injured and all that. But I think that this race isn't as decided as people think. Dylan Cease has been phenomenal this year. I mean, his numbers, he's over 200 strikeouts already. He is a 13 even strikeouts per 9. He is the best hits per 9, home runs per 9, and FIP in the American League. So he leads in a lot of stats, actually. The walks scare me. An 11% walk rate is not great. It's actually the highest it's ever been for him over a full season. So I lean Schlittler, but I think Cease isn't that far behind. And it's not too outlandish to think that Cease will run him down.
Yeah, I think this is a case of an IL stint sort of doomed Cease. He missed 10 or 15 days earlier in the season. He missed a couple starts. So there's, like I said, with the Ohtani versus PCA bit, it depends on where you want to draw your line of, are Cease's innings more effective than Schlittler? You could make an argument. I could also contend that Schlittler has 2, or in this case 3, extra starts of equivalent production compared to Cease and 2 extra starts of equivalent production compared to Rasmussen. I would roll with Schlittler. Could he blow it? Yeah, absolutely. It's only he's only allowed a few fewer earned runs than Cease. That could change, you know, one Blue Jays versus Yankees game and the Blue Jays win 7-0 and hang 7 runs on Schlittler, and Cease throws, you know, strikes out 10 or something like that. So this is a case of things can happen, right? But I would roll with Schlittler right now. Cease number 2, Rasmussen would be a perfectly fine 3. Odds wise, Sonny Gray is up there as well. Parker Messick is up there. War wise, Reed Detmers 3.64, sure thing. Jacob deGrom, his ERA is on the rise though. The Boston guys, Suarez and Tolle. So I would roll with Cam Schlittler.
Yeah, and that's a very fair base to go on here. Let's move on to the National League Cy Young, and this is the other one that I said was not close.
Yeah, like, this is yeah. There is not much to say. Jacob Misiorowski is far and he's run away with it, I think.
Yeah,
unless he has like an abysmal September, I don't see a world where Misiorowski doesn't win the Cy Young.
Yeah, no, and that's just the fact here on this one here. Because the other thing I want to bring up here, when people talked about Mizorowski at the start of the year, the question was, could he stay healthy and could he do what he was doing in short capacities for a full season? Well, he's proved that he could do it. Here, will he have, a destroyed elbow by, 2-3 years' time? Maybe. But right now, he is the most dominant pitcher on the planet. Like, it's really just that simple at the moment. He is that good. When you throw 103 consistently, I saw a stat a little bit ago of the 50 fastest pitches thrown by a starting pitcher. He had 49 of them. And I think one was I have no idea who that last one was here. But yeah, no, for me, it's not close. Mizorowski, when you are being put into the MVP conversation, you're winning the Cy Young.
So I do want to throw 1 point out there for Sanchez. The volume, there's 3 extra starts, there's 23 extra innings. However, I think the ERA gap of 1 run is too much to overcome. So sorry, Phillies.
Too. I mean,
yeah. So 2021 Phillies, welcome back. Burns is going to beat out your Wheeler. In fact, Sale should come in second place to get dunked on. Yeah, the Miz
I'm with you on that one, man.
Yeah, the Miz is unbelievable. There was a swing start over the weekend. Miz versus Sale. The Miz 6 shutout. Sale allowed 2 or 3 runs over 5 innings. So not a bad start against Milwaukee, but Miz just shoved it. So I think this is pretty cut and dry as well.
Yeah, there's not much to say here, really. So with that being said here, I think it's time that we move on to as I'm getting the clip pulled up, it's time for our very own question of the day. So Splash, hit us with the question of the day.
Absolutely. All right. The Dodgers are not winning the World Series. Who will? This is a keep 3, cut 5. You do not know the order of teams, and you must agree on the team that goes in the cut or keep category. Do I need to explain anything?
I have no idea what you mean.
Okay. Are you keep 3? So I'm going to give you 8 teams.
Okay.
You are going to keep 3 of them. You are going to cut 5 of them. You have to make a decision. So the first team, I'll hypothetical. If I said Orioles, you're going to say cut.
Cut.
Okay, got it.
That makes more sense.
All right. Your first team, the Boston Red Sox. Keeping or cutting?
Keep.
Cutting.
You have to come to an agreement.
I'm keeping.
Okay, we can keep, but I think there are other teams that are better than them, in their own division, even.
Oh, I don't know about that one, actually.
I can see the Rays overtaking the Red Sox here, but
the Red Sox look like right now they could overtake the Rays.
I'm aware.
All right.
Make a decision, fellas.
Well, it's going to be impossible to make a decision here because I still think cut.
There's 7 more teams.
That's what I'm saying here. I think that
I could say Rockies. I could say
actually you could say Rockies because the dot. Oh, you said
I just took the Dodgers out of it.
Dude, I'm very high on the Red Sox. Let me just put it that way.
All right, fine. But that means for another one later, you're just gonna have to take what I say then.
All right, man.
All right,
Boston is in. We'll second team, Milwaukee.
Yeah, keep easy. They are stupid. They are the second best team in the National League, or potentially the best team in the National League.
Yeah, I'll keep actually. Yeah.
All right, Philadelphia. You have 1 keep left. You have 1 keep left.
Cut, dude.
Okay. All right, Chicago White Sox.
Cut. Sorry.
I love them, but sorry, cut.
Yeah, okay. No.
Astros.
Cut.
Okay.
They're making
Braves. Cut.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cubs.
Cut.
Ooh. I'm unfortunately going to lead and cut because that pitching staff suspect.
Yeah, the pitching staff just scares me.
All right, fellas, you kept the Boston Red Sox, Milwaukee Brewers, and New York Yankees.
Okay, that's fair.
Wrap it up. You cut the Philadelphia Phillies, Chicago White Sox, Houston Astros, Milwaukee Braves, Atlanta Braves,
Milwaukee Braves,
and Chicago Cubs.
You didn't put the Mariners in there, which makes me very heartbroken. So, okay.
There were a couple teams I could have picked.
I understand. Yeah.
Rays,
I'm just
Mariners, Rangers, D-backs, Padres.
Understandable.
Mets,
All right. Let us know who of that list that you would keep Which ones would you cut? Let us know here. You can even comment live on YouTube here. It's always a fun time getting to interact with y'all. All right, we're going to go to the second half of these awards. Let's start in the National League here with the Rookie of the Year side of things here. And there's a couple names that have been bounced around, but there's been one that has really kind of led the charge here, and it is exactly who Splash is showing right now, and that's JJ Weatherholt. I mean,
okay, yeah.
This is what's weird is that it's a 2-horse race, and neither of those horses are the one that Mac or I picked for the Rookie of the Year thing on the National League side.
I'm going to say this is more than a 2-horse race in my opinion. Okay, I'm trying to break it down concisely here. Yeah, Weatherholt has the overall value. Yes, he's leading in WAR. Great defender. Like, I'm not going to deny that. Sal Stewart has the counting stats. You know, he's the first player to 100 RBIs this year. He's big time power. But you got Carson Benj is outpacing them both in terms of offensive rate stats. And he's looking at potential 2020 season. And Nolan McLean is probably going to strike out 200 batters as a rookie and will put up a 3-low to 3-mid ERA. So I think this is a great race. If I'm being honest, I kind of would lean Benj. But I think right now probably Weatherholt wins. It's going to be an interesting race, though, because you're going new school in terms of Weatherholt versus the old school. Stewart has all the counting stats, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I'm leaning Weatherholt here. I think defense does matter, and I don't think the offensive gap between Stewart and Weatherholt is big enough to, overcome that value. Considering Weatherholt is a Gold Glove level second baseman, and Stewart has been an average to below average first baseman. I think that is an entirely worthwhile prospect to take Weatherholt. Again, this is a case similar to the PCA versus Ohtani thing of how much do you measure defense? Well, if the gap offensively is, it's something, it's not nothing. 121 OPS plus is a lot better than a 108 OPS plus. But remember that Stewart is doing it as a corner infielder. Weatherholt is doing it as a Gold Glove, maybe even Platinum Glove level
100%.
Middle infielder. So there is tons of value there. Benj is having a great season. I think it'll be a classic, NL or Rookie of the Year 3 for either him or McLean. And maybe AJ Ewing gets some down ballot votes. Very exciting Mets team, but I don't know if they're probably finishing third.
Yeah, realistically, I don't expect either of them to get that many votes, just because of the arguments for the other two.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on here to the American League side of the Rookie of the Year conversation, and there's surprisingly a number of people that are in the hunt here. And Splash, how about this? Do you want to start this one off? I don't think you've started one yet, have you?
This is very easy. This is Kevin McGonigal.
Yeah, I
Kevin
agree.
McGonigal, folks. I don't think this is worth having much of a conversation. He's been one of the best players in baseball, regardless of age, regardless of position, regardless of anything. And it started right from the jump in San Diego. He doubled in his first MLB at bat, or multi RBI double, 125 OPS plus. That'll play. He's played some third. He's played some short. He's played both of them very well. He has his same number of walks as strikeouts, which is crazy. An OPS that begins with an 8. Sign me up for that. If you're an old school fan, he has a 280 batting average. Sign me up for that. He's going to score 100 runs this year. He's a 6-WAR player. We have a month to go. So about 30 games left or so for Detroit. He could get 7 more. And the guys who had 6.5 WAR or more as a rookie, they are named Henry Aaron, Frank Robinson, Mike Trout. Maybe you guys have heard of those? Maybe.
Just maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, it's McGonigal. That's just really it here. Although I do want to bring up one more name here that's actually not mentioned on this list here of 3. My other one that I really want to give a good bit of love to here is Murakami. Yeah. Here's the thing, right? I was talking earlier about how important it is to lift up your team and how important your play matters for your team. Let's not forget that the White Sox last year finished last in the division and right now are in line to win the Central. They look like a prime team that is playing some solid baseball. And Murakami, I think the biggest reason why he's not in any of these lists is because of the injury that he suffered earlier. He was able to come back, and he's played pretty darn all right. But at the same time, the injury has just been the kiss of death here to him. But so it's McGonagall.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, Murakami has an 863 OPS and a 140 OPS plus. Obviously, that 33% strikeout rate has to come down, but McGonagall just puts the whole package together. Yep. And this is a great field. Like, Splash had the display up. Parker Messick was an all-star this year. Peyton Tolley's been excellent. It's just Bazana too. Yeah, Bazana's been nice. Like, it's a really, really good rookie of the year field. Both leagues, really, just a great year for the rookies.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to the managers side of things here. Starting off in the American League, and for me, this is an easy one. It's Will Venable. I mean, like I just said a second ago, we're talking about Murakami. Team that went from last place last year and a couple of years ago was the absolute laughingstock of Major League Baseball. Now they're one of the better teams in baseball. Like, I'm not going to say they are the best team, but they are leading a Central Division that, again, had the Royals that we thought were going to do a lot better this year. They have folded. The Detroit Tigers have played at least decently. Here, are they amazing? No, they started to struggle here. The Twins are somehow third place in the division, and the Guardians are 2 games above 500. Here, like, the White Sox are in pretty interesting company here, and Will Venable has taken this team that has been a laughingstock, and they're about to go to the playoffs. Like, we were joking at the earlier bit of the season talking about, oh, hey, if the season ended today, they would be in the playoffs here. It is August 26th, and they are still in a playoff run. In fact, actually, if we take a look at the exact numbers here, right now they would have a bye in the American League if the season ended today. That is insane to me to think about here, but I think that just is even more proof that Will Venable has taken this team, has worked extremely well with it. He's gotten some really good seasons from guys like Murakami, and we brought Miguel Vargas earlier. He easily deserves it, in my opinion.
So I think this is actually pretty close, in my opinion. And I'll be honest, I have Will Venable as a finalist. My current American League Manager of the Year is Chad Tracy. I mean, I know it's not common for a midseason hire to get this award, but hey, Chad Tracy's dad, Jim, got it when he took over for Clint Hurdle in 2009. They were 18-28. Rocks went 74-42 under Jim Tracy and made the playoffs, and they gave it to him. I think this year, I mean, the Red Sox fired him, fired Alex Cora. They've gone 63-42 under Chad Tracy. They were 32-46 after losing a series to the Rockies in June. They've gone 41-13 since. This is a team. There's a reason why I kept them in Splash's question of the day with all the momentum they've got going, and they don't even have Roman Anthony and Garrett Crochet back yet. I think this team could win the American League, if I'm being honest. And I don't know if that happens if they don't promote Chad Tracy midseason. I think he gets the permanent job going forward. So I give him the slight edge over Venable, although I'd be remiss to not praise Venable for the incredible turnaround he's had with the White Sox.
So I'm going to agree with one of you. I wonder which one it'll be. I'm also leaning with Chad Tracy right now. And we saw what happened with the 2026 Red Sox when they did not have Chad Tracy. They were garbage. They were one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in football. What happens when you... Oh, sorry, baseball.
It's all
what happens
when it was like, who did
Same idea.
Did you take your first pick yet? I'm just curious. Who did you take?
Yes, I took Jonathan Taylor.
Nice, good call.
And Genti fell to me in the second round. So go, my guy.
Is he gonna play this year?
It should be fine.
Okay, fair enough. Keep talking.
I hope so. I know who I'm drafting later in the game. later in the draft. I'm not going to tell anyone because Eddie's listening. So there's that. But I think there's merit, of course, to Will Venable. He's had an excellent season. And the White Sox are going to be probably the 2 seed. They're likely to win the AL Central. They're likely to be better than whatever comes out of your garbage division. And guess what? They're going to host a playoff series. And guess what? They're probably going to lose that playoff series. And unfortunately for Boston, they play in the American League East, which has the 3 best teams in the American League by my estimation. So they'll probably get either whacked by New York, whacked by Tampa, or hey, maybe they escape and they play one of the weird teams in the other 2 divisions. But we saw what the Red Sox looked like without Chad Tracy. We saw what they've looked like with Chad Tracy. And I think voters will say, hey, like, this isn't like a season over season thing. It just like kind of happened, and bada bing, bada boom, here they are. They're back. They're one of the best teams in baseball. They might be the best team in baseball or best team in the American League. So that's my take. I would roll with Chad Tracy, then Venable 2. Beyond Venable, Kevin Cash, as always, is having a solid season. Aaron Boone, I think, should get some consideration given the Yankees have played without Aaron Judge for the majority of the season. I wouldn't consider anyone in the West. I wouldn't really consider anyone else in the Central. So I would not be opposed to Aaron Boone being like a finalist here.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I definitely got to give Chad Tracy his kudos because he came in what was essentially a dumpster fire and has turned that dumpster fire into a playoff contender here. So moving on to the National League here. And I mean, this is weird to say here. I don't want to start this one here. Mac, would you like to start this one?
Yeah, I had a hard time picking a National League manager here because the 3 guys, there are a couple guys I considered. Walt Weiss for the Braves, big turnaround here. You got Pat Murphy again getting results out of this, who knows what Brewers roster, team that defies all the projections. Craig Stammen is a great pick, I think, too. I think I have to go with another in-season hire, though. It's Don Mattingly. I know Philly fans are sort of over the honeymoon phase with Mattingly because they've been inconsistent, but the fact that they're even in a division race here is remarkable. They were 9-19 at one point, 10 games below 500 when they fired Rob Thompson. And yeah, again, he really has gotten the most out of this roster that I really don't think has any business being in the position that they are. Look at that lineup. They have Alec Boehm playing first base every day, and Bryson Stott playing every single day. Not saying that Stott is a bad player necessarily. He doesn't have the bat of an everyday player. The offense has been carried by a couple guys, and he's been able to maximize the value out of this roster. So, in my opinion, Mattingly has a slight edge over the other 2.
That's fair. I think I still have to go Pat Murphy, and it is because you take a look at the records in the National League, and who has the number 1 record? Yep, it's the Brewers. You take a look at the team that has worked with with the least talent of some of these teams, and it's the Brewers. Pat Murphy has been legitimately, this is going to sound kind of, I don't know how much I want to say it. He's been one of the best, if not the best manager of the last few seasons here. And it's weird to say for me because at this point, I don't like saying things that are very highly disputable like this, but I'm looking at what he has done, and this is the guy that I think in all of Major League Baseball, even ahead of Dave Roberts, has the most job security because he has taken teams that have had a good amount of overturn to them and yet still finds ways through the power of friendship to win every ball game that they play against. Heck, they scored 22 runs against my Mariners here, which, look, I know my Mariners haven't been perfect this season. They're really heating up, though. Yay. But to score 22 runs against a team is no small feat, even if it did include Julio Rodriguez throwing a ball into center field with only 1 out. But, excuse me, 2 outs. So, I mean, for me, though, it's Pat Murphy. The talent level that he works with, mixed with the record that he has, he's the best.
So there's an argument for Murphy, and that would be his third consecutive Manager of the Year award. So perhaps the prognosticators should do a little bit better job of looking at the Brewers. I don't know. There's certainly an argument to be had for Don Mattingly. That would be no different than the argument I just made for Senior Tracy in the American League. And I think that's the argument I'm going to make. This was a Phillies team that we saw like a part one of the season. They sucked. They were one of the worst teams in baseball. They had such a bad run differential that they are still at a like mid run differential now, and they are well above 500, and they might win the division. They are plus 17 Pythagorean win or plus 17 runs this year. Like that's not a 13 games above 500 team. So he's pushed all the right buttons, and he's done so week after week after week after week, and it's been impressive. You bring in a Rise, and you get the entire clubhouse to buy in on shuffling the pieces around. It could have been a case of Bryce Harper doesn't want to play in the outfield anymore. He wants to play first base or whatever. Maybe he smooths that over. So I think there's a real argument for Mattingly. And for the sake of comparison, Rob Thompson, when he took over in 2022, he finished fifth in voting. So he'll probably finish better than fifth, but he did get two first place votes.
Fair enough. All right, let us know what you guys think here. Who is your Manager of the Year on both sides? Who's your Rookie of the Year? Who do you think? Who did we snub on our predictions here? Let us know here on Twitter at LAR_baseball. But now it is time for everyone's favorite segment. It is trivia time. And for trivia duties, I hand it off to last week's winner, one Mr. Splash. Go ahead.
Boys and girls, are you familiar with how 501 works in darts?
Yes.
Okay. We are going to play 101 with MLB home run hitters this season. So you guys are going to go back and forth. You have 5 guesses each. You need to get as close to 101 total home runs entering play today. So I'm going on Baseball Reference and pulling up if I could get the right part of Baseball Reference, that'd be terrific. So I'm going on Baseball Reference and pulling how many home runs everybody has this season. So fellas, any questions?
Not bad. That makes sense to me.
Okay.
So we're trying to get as close to the pin without going over.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
If we do bust, then do we, like in 501, do we go back to the number that we were at previous?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll go with that.
All right. Sounds good.
Alex, please choose a number between 1 and 10.
Give me 4.
All right, Mac.
8.
Number 7. Mac, you may go.
All right. I guess I'll take the highest answer out there. I'll take Kyle Schwarber.
Schwarber entering play today had 39 home runs. Alex.
Let's go with you know what? Just because he just got into the 2020 club again I think it was like the 5th straight season, Randy Arozarena.
Randy entering play today has 20 home runs. Mac.
Okay. I'll take the recently sort of resurgent Cal Raleigh.
Big Dumper has a whopping he's up to 18 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're at 57. All right, Alex.
I'm gonna take Schwarber's teammate here in Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper has 26 entering play today. You are up to 46.
Okay.
Mac.
Okay. So I'm at 57. I am going to go with Wilson Contreras.
All right, Wilson. Wilson has 26.
Okay, so I'm at
you're gonna make
83.
me do math here. Darn. You're up to 83.
Yeah.
All right, Alex.
All right, let's go with Ben Rice.
Rice, baby, indeed. He has. That's not Bryce Turang. He has 34. You are up to 80 flat.
80 flat. Okay, so I need 21.
Yes. All right, Mac. Over to you.
I need. Okay. Now I have to think of some thinking of some players. I'm going to go. I'll go with the guy who I know will get me close to the pin. I will go with Carson Benj.
Carson Benj is at 16. You're up to 99, sir.
Okay, this is going to get tricky.
Okay.
Alex.
All right, I'm trying to remember if I think he's not gotten to. Oh no, where has he? I'm gonna say Julio because I think he's at 20 or 21.
I'd like to say he's at 20.
Julio is at 20. You are at 100.
Okay, so
All
I need
right.
a 100
Mac.
person.
I think I have a guy who will get me bullseye.
Okay.
I think this guy is 2. Eric Wagaman.
Eric Wagaman has 2. You're at 101, sir. Alex,
Okay.
to force a tie.
Yep. All right. Who's hit 1 home run this year? I'm trying to think of Mariner bench bats. Rock Rodden has not hit a home run.
There's about 70 correct answers here.
Yeah. Colts, I know, has hit more than. Pretty darn sure, at least. I don't think he's had more than this, so I'm gonna say Miles Mastrobuoni.
Miles Mastrobuoni has 0, my friend.
Oh, I thought he had at least 1.
McCorkle gets the dub, 101 to 100.
GGs.
GG boys, GGs.
I think Miles hit one last year, but I know that he got cut before. I believe he got cut before he even had the opportunity really to start hitting homers. So
yeah, that's fair. Just for my own sanity sake, how many home runs did Rob Refsnyder get? Didn't he have like 4 or 5?
I think he had like 3.
4. Okay, fair enough. Anyways, thank you for that splash. That was fun.
Yeah, that was
I like
fun.
that. I love darts, so 501, 101 is a good time. I'd love to do that again sometime. But folks, it is now time for the moment to ourselves. We'll take a moment to talk about anything that's on our mind. It does not have to be baseball related, but it absolutely can be. Gentlemen, would either of you like to go first? All right, Splash. Go ahead. Your time begins in 3, 2, 1, begin.
Boys and girls, I did this last year. I have a team from each Power 4 conference. I am irrationally not bandwagoning, but I would say rooting for, interested in their results this season. Starting with the ACC, I have my beautiful lefty Pookie Bear, JKS, Jaron Kawave Sagapolitele, and the Cal Golden Bears. So watch out for Cal. They start the season off against UCLA. That's a tough matchup. That's a fun matchup in week 1. So that's exciting. In the Big Ten, I might go UCLA, actually. Nico, they brought in Bob Chesney from James Madison. Big 12, I'm going to rock and roll with Oklahoma State. The Oklahoma State Mean Green, if you know, you know. Drew Mestmaker getting messy for Mesty. They brought in Caleb Hawkins. They brought in Wyatt Young. They brought in the incredible linebacker that I wrote about several times, but I'm blanking on his name right now. Eric. It's not Robleski. It's something like Robleski, but it's not Robleski. They're going to be much improved. They went 2-10 last year. Mike Gundy got canned. So Eric Morris, let's see what you can do, my friend. The SEC, last year I chose South Carolina. That was a whiff. I'm not going to choose Missouri. I'm not going to. Ole Miss, I'm kind of tempted. I think they could lose week 1, though, to Louisville. The Big Ten, I don't want to call out Indiana again because they just won the championship, but I think they're going to be better than people think. Why are they number 6 on the coach or in the AP poll? They should be a lot higher. Just saying. Michigan, USC. I guess I'm not committed to the bit here. I'm not committed to UCLA yet, but I'll write UCLA down for the moment. Maybe they have a fun game against USC. Who knows? And then the SEC. I'm excited to see Vanderbilt and Tennessee. They both are bringing in true freshman quarterbacks. The entire universe is high on Georgia. The entire universe is high on Texas. Alabama has a freshman quarterback that they're starting. LSU is all the hype. So I'm actually going to punt on the SEC. Good job. Peace.
LSU is going through some stuff right now. I know.
That's true. Also, I'm the first media outlet to ever say nothing about the SEC. So
that is
respect that.
Also, I'd like to shout out my Syracuse Orange. I can't wait to watch Steve and Jelly. Nice. I don't know. I think it can't be worse than last year. Last year was like, I would tune into the game at any point in time. Somehow they were getting blown out every single game after Jelly got hurt. So I'm looking forward to college football, though. I'm actually excited for it to get started.
All right, Mac, would you like to go next, or would you like me to go next?
You can go next. I'm still brainstorming.
Sounds good. Someone count me down, please.
All right, your time begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
I can't give a whole lot of details yet, but I may or may not have not a deal in place, but at the very least an opportunity to get back into doing play-by-play. Here, it's could be for doing high school sports. Here, I don't want to bring up too much because I don't know all the full details with it yet, but it's through a friend. So I through a friend that I knew back in college. He's a good dude here, and we reconnected, and one thing led to another. So hopefully I'll be able to give some more details a little bit later, but just want to say that I'm extremely excited to be able to get back into the booth, like in a real capacity again, but also I'm very excited just to be able to do this again. I am my best person when I'm doing play-by-play. And so if I can have that feeling again, then heck yeah. There. And for all those out there that have lost maybe a will to chase a dream, keep going. You'll never know what happens if you just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. Because I know how much you love broadcasting. I remember, we had your segment with the Boulder Collegians. That was awesome.
Oh, dude, I miss the Collegians.
Dude, I remember those segments were great. Like,
they're fun. I still have some of the videos it was like uploaded to our StreamYard.
Yeah, I know.
I need to
obviously there's a reason to keep them.
Yeah, true.
Well, yeah.
All right, Mac, you ready to go?
Yeah, sure.
All right, your time begins in 3, 2, 1, begin.
I mean, I just, I have some time off from swimming and coaching right now. Still, keep swimming to keep myself sane at some public pools and stuff. And the pool will reopen after Labor Day, so it's giving me more time to watch the Mets, if you wouldn't believe it. I again just want to give credit to the fans. This has not been an easy season, but to see that on weeknights they're still packing the house right now. They're genuinely getting excited to go to games. I'm excited to go to another game this weekend. Maybe I'll go to another game before the season ends. But the fact that in a lost year, the fans are still showing out to support, no matter how frustrated they are with how the year has gone. This is really a great sign. I mean, look, I'm excited for future seasons too. Whenever that is. But yeah, I'm glad I still find myself watching games, and I've also found myself just watching baseball in general. I tuned in to watch Red Sox Marlins yesterday. I've been watching the Mariners and a bunch of other like random games going on. Sort of what I found myself doing. So keep myself sane right now before the pool reopens. Also, shout out to Riverbank State Park. It's a pretty pleasant situation they have going for those of us who like swimming laps at public pools. So, shout out to the pool, the staff too, the lifeguards, the receptionists, for keeping it in good shape. So, we'll keep on going.
Amen to that, and again, also a huge shout out to the people that work at these areas, especially because it's very much a thankless job.
Yeah. I mean, it's Riverbank is a public pool. You pay like $2 to get in. But yeah, no, the staffers are super friendly. That's a good thing. Also, that reminds me, treat people with kindness. That's a good thing.
Absolutely. And with that being said, I wanted to treat you all with kindness by thanking you all for tuning into today's podcast. It has been so much fun getting to talk with y'all today. If you want to follow us here, we're on social media at Twitter, at LAR_baseball. You can also follow us individually. Me at SportsGuy242, Mac at Mathias_A_K, and Splash at Mrs. Splashman19. But from all of us here at Losses Above Replacement, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I hope to see you all real soon.
Go crazy, folks!